In general, the argument that I have been making on this program up until this point, and that by and large I will probably continue to make, is that we've got the FDR Democratic Party, represented by Franklin Delano Roosevelt, Harry Truman, John Kennedy, and Lyndon Johnson, and the first 2 years of the Carter administration. The last 2 years, Jimmy Carter, in 78, Maggie Thatcher was elected in the UK, and this whole, right-wing austerity meme just started spreading like a cancer across the world. And even Carter got in on the deregulation mania. He deregulated the airlines. He deregulated trucking. This was in 79 and 80. Perhaps trying to head off, what they saw coming with the Republicans. I don't know. This is the problem. When the Democratic Party goes, halfway toward being Republicans, they end up just losing their souls. But anyhow, there's the old-fashioned Democratic Party, which is FDR through Jimmy Carter. And then there's the newfangled Democratic Party, since Al Fromm engineered a corporate takeover of the Democratic Party through the DLC and the Third Way, and which has been the Clinton administration and the Obama administration. Now, up until this point in time, I've been differentiating between those two and saying, really? My preference is for the FDR Democratic Party, but I'll take the Obama Democratic Party because at least they're not insane. And they do not just an okay job, they do a very good job in some areas. I mean, it's sort of like, rooting for Eisenhower. I mean, they both Bill Clinton and Barack Obama were, in political positions that are actually to the right of Dwight Eisenhower, at least with regard to taxes, with regard to labor, with regard to expanding Social Security. Bill Clinton and Barack Obama both were to the right of Dwight Eisenhower. But either one of them are way better than the crazies in the Republican Party. And the crazies are ascendant right now. I mean, you see Sarah Palin coming out. How could you avoid it, actually, endorsing Donald Trump? Yesterday, yesterday I didn't have to do a TV show last night because RT was taking a maintenance day. And so I went home. And Louise and I just hung around all afternoon and got a bunch of work done. And the TV was on MSNBC. And for the first few hours, it was breathlessly, Donald Trump is going to have an important announcement. And then it was, Donald Trump has an announcement. And then they carried his announcement live. And, oh, my God, it's Sarah Palin. And then they played it over and over and over again, including the first half hour of Chris Hayes' show, at which point I said, or maybe it was Chris Matthews' show, I guess it was, at which point I said, screw this. This is 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. I haven't had a good night's sleep in a while. I'm going to bed. But so I guess you don't really know what's going on in the Democratic Party because there's no television network outside of maybe Free Speech TV that's actually talking about it. The so-called liberal network has been all Trump all the time. CNN is right there, too. Everybody's been ignoring Bernie all along. But anyhow, the old Democratic Party, the Bernie Sanders Democratic Party, as it were, and this is where America's at. 67% of Americans support allowing the government to negotiate drug prices. 68% give students the same low interest rates as banks. 77% universal pre-K. 75%, doing away with this free trade nonsense. 74%. Now, this includes Republicans. 74% of all Americans end tax loopholes for corporations that ship jobs overseas. 73% of all Americans end gerrymandering. 72% let homeowners pay down their mortgage with a 401k. 71% of all Americans support Medicare for all. 71%. This is from a poll of likely 2016 voters that was done about 6 months ago by the Progressive Change Institute, by the way. You can easily Google it online. 71% require NSA to get warrants. 71% disclose corporate spending on politics and lobbying. 71% spend $400 billion a year at least on infrastructure. 71% debt-free college at all public universities. 70% expand Social Security benefits. 70% full employment act, right? Expand union benefits, union availability, and make the government the employer of last resort. 70% Green New Deal, millions of clean energy jobs. Okay, those are all FDR Democratic policies. Those are all supported by Bernie Sanders. A couple of them, in part, are supported by Hillary Clinton. But the positions that Clinton has taken so far, there's just very straightforward. These are positions with which I disagree. But I can accept them in a Democrat. All right, if you're a quote, moderate Democrat, Hillary Clinton supports an increase in H-1B visas. On June 17th, 2014, she talked about deporting child refugees from Central America. She said, quote, we have to send a clear message. Just because your child gets across the border doesn't mean your child gets to stay. She supported the Patriot Act. She supported bulk data collections by the NSA. She says Ed Snowden is a criminal who has hurt America. She supports hydraulic fracking. She supported the 96 Gingrich-Clinton welfare reforms. So, that's all fine. But when a guy, the wealthiest member of the original Obama administration, Gary Gensler, with $61 million, puts this piece of legislation in 2000, Obama signs it, and then Hillary Clinton attacks Bernie Sanders for having voted for a budget bill, I'm wondering what's the hell's going on in my party.
To watch more clips from our programs, hit the Watch More Videos button over here. And please be sure to hit the handy-dandy subscribe button so you'll always be up to date. Tag, you're it.